Hey everybody, and welcome to Dee Love Talk Live. How is everybody? How are we all doing? How are we all vibing? What's going on? How's our day been? Has it been amazing like mine has? Or excited with anticipation for tonight's amazing topic? Because tonight is also the launch of my new article, which is called The Four-Letter Word That Isn't Love. I'm so excited. And that's what we're talking about tonight in regards to our love topic, because so many people say this word love. But what does it really mean? Do they actually mean it? Do they feel it in reality? Is it really a word that is used by a person when they're feeling that same way? And does it get reciprocated? Does it get said to the other person when somebody's feeling, that they love that person? Or is it just a word that we think is the word we mean, but in reality, it's actually lust? So what is the four-letter word which isn't love? Of course, it's lust. It's obvious. And that's why I thought a while back to write something like this, and I went through all the demographics, I went also through all of the generations as well, because we have different people dating different ages as well, which is really, really exciting and interesting. When you first meet somebody, sometimes you get this really strong feeling and this strong attraction that sometimes it can be an instant love at first sight, which is what we've spoken about previously in some of my lives. But in reality, you might actually be fooled by the word, because in reality, it might not be love. It might be, just the attraction, the sexual connotation, the context behind everything. And that's the reason why sometimes we get so confused. And I thought, you know what? Something really needs to be done. So I thought I'm going to write an article about it, which is up on our website as of now. It's live. So if you want to go ahead and read it, go for it. Let me know what you guys think. Give me feedback upon what you think in regards to my view and my opinion. Most of the times when we're in a relationship, we tend to often wait for someone to say those words as well, to tell us that they love us first. And sometimes we actually feel the same way, but we're too scared to go ahead and actually tell them, hey, I'm, in love with you, or I love you, because we feel as though we're going to get rejected, or we're not going to get the same reaction back, or someone's going to give us, the same response. But many times when you start seeing somebody and like from the start, you get giddy inside, you get these butterflies and you feel as though, oh my God, I'm in love and, I really want to, take this to the next step. But that's where the communication barrier sometimes stops us from actually realizing that that other person is only in it for the sex, not for the love. So that's what lust is all about. And I actually had a conversation earlier today with a gentleman in regards to this topic. And it was to do with actually knowing what they want. Because we asked each other, we're like, so what would you want from a relationship? How would your relationship pan out? How would you want to meet someone? So, and in my defense, mine was more along the lines of, I'd like to get to know somebody. And there have been many times where you're initially attracted and temptation does take over you. But that's where you've really got to, there's always that fine line, and you've always got to define what it is exactly that you want in a relationship. Because sometimes the other party gets the wrong idea, like by you. So, and that's another question and discussion, conversation within itself. If you somewhat want to, sleep on the first date with the person because you feel a specific way, are they going to see you, like in a bad sort of derogatory way? And we've covered this in the past as well, and I've said it's really up to the individual if that's what they want to do, and if they want to take that step and maybe just go like head first. But in my opinion, if you really want to get to know somebody, sleeping with them should be the last thing you do, especially if you're really serious and you really like someone, because they might take it, in a different way, depending what type of personality they have, what type of experiences that they've been through, and what they're really after in a relationship. And that's why when you first meet someone, in my experience, I like to take my time in getting to know the person. Of course, the initial attraction and the whole temptation of wanting to just jump in the sack with the person is there. Because if you've got that initial energy connection with that significant other that you're on a date with or you've just met, of course that's going to run in your mind. But if you do really like this person and that person really likes you, wouldn't you want to get to know them on a soul level, on a personal level, on, a whole level? Because you know what they're all about. So you delve in a little deeper and you're able to start understanding that person and possibly, maybe then realizing that maybe, yes, this person is for me, this person is not for me. And then later on, I think that, in terms of the word love and actually having sexual relations with someone, it grows stronger and it becomes even more powerful because you've spent so much time with this person. And it's the climax. It's getting to that point where while you've spent so much time and you've waited so long, the anticipation just grows and grows and grows. And it becomes a bit more exciting. And that's where you realize that you've made that step in actually wanting to wait to do the deed with that person. Therefore, it's part of you really getting to know them more in order to create that dynamic relationship that you want with them. Because if you literally just want, the sex and that's about it, my dear friends, it's not love, it's lust, And many times we have plenty of relationships and stories behind us that evolve and manifest and mold us and teach us, who we are. And I know a lot of older women tend to have a fantasy to be with a younger man, vice versa, right? Because it's the whole experience behind it. And then in some cases, they fall in love with each other, That's another way of perceiving it. So it's a word that people swing around, that they use, and often, it should only be used if you mean it. And I've spoken about this in previous conversations and lives that we've had, because it's such a powerful word, and then sometimes you might even feel as though the person is feeling exactly the same way as you are, when in reality they're not. And that's where I stress that you need to have that conversation and that, communication between you two, so you know where you stand. Because, if what they're wanting is completely different to what you're wanting, you're wasting each other's time to an extent, but you're still able to learn and grow from the experience that you've just undergone with this person, and that's the reason why this article was so, important and exciting for me. So it's part of our new, it's one of the newer articles that has just come in. We have already another one actually coming on Thursday, which is massive and it's very controversial. So if you're listening now, you really want to get on board this one because it's crazy. And it's something that has been going on since social media and generations have started evolving and changing. It's very, very full on. And it's going to butt a few heads, but that was the whole point I wrote it. That one will be live on Thursday night as well. And tonight's one is obviously about this 4-letter word that we talk about, love. Once you actually start perceiving love from a different avenue, you're able to understand that it's the most beautiful, emotive emotion that you can ever feel and really think about, okay? In most cases and in a few statistics, it's always been a word that people are scared to use, okay? And it was actually, because most of the 4-letter words that we use, especially in terms of being a society, tend to be derogatory words. Think about a 4-letter word and you'll know what I mean. I've said a few of them on this show, accidentally sometimes, and other times because I'm so passionate and tenacious about what I do on here every week, right? So it really depends on how you want to see it. The whole point of love being seen as not a 4-letter word that is non-derogatory, but a 4-letter word that actually brings out happiness and life into someone's world, is because so many people are scared of it. That's where the vulnerability issues come into it as well. So many people, argue that it should be part of the 4-letter word, the 4-letter derogatory bad words. But I argue with them, because when you are in love, when you know what love feels about, it's the best feeling that you can ever experience in your life. Take it from me. And, most of the times it's because they don't want to go through this whole procession, right? The procession is called the parade or the love parade, right? I've probably taken it from that song, The Love Parade, great song. And, the love parade consists of, getting involved with someone and then eventually growing and developing strong, beautiful feelings, okay? And many people who have been in relationships will agree with me that it was the best thing that they did and it was the best decision they made, because it made them feel so much more than they would have been in that situation. So being stagnant, right? Experiencing life, and they'll never know, right? You'll never know. So if you're scared of love, or if you're scared of the word love or saying the word love, right? It's because you might have been hurt in the past. I get it, right? Everybody has, but it doesn't mean you should give up on love either, right? Because it's so beautiful. And that's where I advise you guys to really, get the strength again and get out there and really meet someone if that's what you want. Even though you're scared, I understand, because you are scared of feeling a specific way. You don't want to get hurt. It's a headache. Like, why should I do that to myself? I don't want to waste my time again. But if they're all the negative feelings and emotions that you have, and they're the way that you're actually thinking, what's actually going to happen is exactly that. The more positivity we put out into the world through our words and the way that we express ourselves towards our everyday lives is what is going to be mirrored back to us, because it's the way we feel. It's the energy that we're giving out, and it's the energy that we're using in order to bring that about, okay? So the more you say, I'm going to find love and I'm going to be happy, the more that it's going to happen. But you have to believe it too. You can always say that you will find love and that, it will happen. But if you don't believe it, it's not going to be given to you, and it's not going to come to you the way that you want it to, right? So love being a 4-letter word, right? Love is the most beautiful word that can ever be used or shared or, said as well, right? Because that's what we're saying. It's not a bad word at all, and it's not a derogatory word. It's one of the words that has probably saved my life, because through love, I've evolved, and I'm sure many of you have as well, and you've experienced such amazing experiences in your life in order to become the person that you are, to get married to that other significant other, to have those children that you've always wanted to have, to just have that long life partner, to tell your parents a specific emotive feeling, like how you care about them and what they mean to you. This is all in relevance to what I'm saying. Never be scared to express something, and express it because you mean it. Don't express it because you feel as though it's love, when in reality, it's just because you think that he's hot or she's so lit. really understand it. And if it is because you have feelings or you feel as though that person, you know, drives you wild, maybe try and express it. Don't be scared of it, because you'll save yourself a lot of time and a lot of headache, you know, in order for you to actually keep on, you know, traveling towards your, you know, love connection on this love parade that I'm talking about, you know. So it is what it is. Please check out my article. I'm very proud of it. We're very excited here at What Dee Thinks. It's been launched on our website, so it's www.whatdeethinks.com. Go have a look, have a read, let me know. Constructive criticism I love. And yeah, it's called, you know, the four-letter word that isn't love, which is amazing. Very proud. Well done to us. You guys rock. Thank you again for joining me tonight on Dee Love Talk. I will see you all again on Thursday for Dee Talk Live. I'm very excited as another article is coming out this week as well. So many things are happening as well. We've got heaps of announcements, but I'm not ready again. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. So, yeah, I'll see you guys then. Love you so much. Sending you so much love, light, my beautiful kisses and hugs. Take care of yourselves, guys. You rock. Bye, everybody.